Who am I here with?
Coach Bell with Caledonia Fighting Scots.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in coaching?
Well, I'm originally from the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and I played my college football at Ferris State University, and then I went on and played professional football for 5 years. After that, I went and I coached at Ferris State University. I was a D-line strength and conditioning coach, and I coached professional football. I'd say how I got into coaching, my dad was a football coach, and coaching has been a part of our family all growing up, so it was kind of a perfect transition for me to get into coaching after playing.
Nice. How do you plan to build on team strengths this season?
I think a couple things we're going to focus on is coming together as a team in unity and creating a standard of excellence. And our players following those things is going to be extremely important for the season, because in football is a unique sport because one person can't win a football game. You need 11 people working together. So creating team unity to have ourselves a great season in the fall is going to be something extremely important for me this offseason.
How do you plan to motivate players both on and off the field?
I think motivation comes from creating, when we're together, creating competition to create a fun environment to compete with one another. It brings us together, and with that the results will kind of speak for itself.
What do you think is one important thing for the team to work on for the upcoming season?
I think a very important thing to work on is obviously continue to build strength and conditioning so our bodies are prepared to play this game of football. It's a very physical game, and the more that have our bodies prepared in the off season will help us out long term throughout the entire season.
How do you handle challenges during a tough game or season?
Well, like anything, we always watch a film, and sometimes during a game you think things are worse than they truly are until you watch the film, or you think you had a great game and you watch the film and it's not as good as you wanted it to be. So I think that you're constantly watching film and getting our athletes prepared and getting them better for little things that you see on film to make sure that we're ready from week to week.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned as a coach that you'd like to pass on to your players?
This game of football, I think, passes more than just sports. It's working together as a team, and in real life, and when you leave high school or you go to college and you get a job, working together within your workforce is extremely important. Otherwise, you're not going to work there anymore. So teaching it in the high school, whether it be football or any other team sport, I think is extremely important to navigate different people and different outcomes and having to work together for a single cause.
What's the most exciting part of becoming the head coach?
I would say the most exciting part about being the head coach is I get to develop student athletes and watch them grow as men. To me, it's going to be the coolest thing.
What do you think sets Caledonia's football program apart from other football programs?
I think we have a very rich tradition in Caledonia of success, and our community is very much in support of Caledonia football. If you look at Friday nights, we average 10 to 15,000 people at games. So I think with football evolving so much as it is, I think this community itself truly loves football and loves Caledonia football. To me, that's what sets us apart from other schools.
How do you plan to develop players at the freshman and JV level?
I think development at the freshman and JV level is a key, intricate piece to building a sustainable quality program. And I wouldn't say just then, I would say, 7th grade, 8th grade, 6th grade youth football. I think it's all extremely important to develop the culture. I think the same culture that we have at the varsity level needs to be the same culture we have with youth football and all the way through. Ultimately, is hiring great coaches that you trust, that I was able to do, that have very good football knowledge and they can pass that on to kids, to the younger football players, so when they're ready to varsity, when it's truly, truly important, is a big deal for me.
Can you share a memory with us from your time coaching that has stuck with you?
Well, I'll share two memories. One is from, obviously here at Caledonia, is being the defensive coordinator, and in the regular season 4 years ago, losing to Rockford at home, and then and they scored a lot of points on us as the defensive coordinator, which was a little bit humbling at the time. And then you play them in the district finals and only allow 3 points in before we go into overtime and end up winning that game. That's always one of those things that really jumps out to me, that it's hard to forget that. There was like almost 20,000 people at the game. It was such an electric environment. Our community came out and supported us. From a Caledonia standpoint, that's what it is. And the other one is when I played college football, and you sometimes forget about the games and you forget about all the things that you did during games. What I remember the most, which impacted me most, is hanging out with my friends in the locker room and after practice, before practice. Those things I will never forget. The games and stuff come and go, but your friendships that I was able to capture when I played at Ferris was something that I'll never forget.
What are you most looking forward to in your first season as the head coach?
Winning a lot of football games will be the most thing I'm probably important about thinking about.
What are some of your goals for the season, and how do you plan to achieve them?
Some of the goals for the season is obviously we want to make the playoffs, and we want to make a good run. Like we're at Ford Field 4 years ago, and that's always the expectation, the standard for us in Caledonia is to get back to that pinnacle of a state title at Ford Field. That's always going to be our goal, and how to achieve that goal is going to be a day-to-day and doing the little things the right way so we can put ourselves in position to be there again.
Perfect. Thank you for coming out. Good luck next season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.